Hey there, welcome back. If this is your first time tuning in or coming across my channel, please make sure you tap the like button, subscribe below, and tap that bell for notifications so that you can be the first to get notified about the current market here in Denver. Hey, I'm Doug Sutton, your favorite Denver realtor, and I'm a licensed broker here in the state of Colorado. Love making these videos to share with you each week, but I'd love even more to help you out with your real estate needs. So if you're thinking about making a move in 9 days or 90 days, be sure to reach out and give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, and I'd be happy to help you make a smooth move here in Denver. All right, so what is going on in the Denver market? What can you expect, and will it crash? Now, these are questions I get asked all the time being a real estate agent. First off, what's going on in the Denver housing market? The housing market has seen a lot of change over the last couple months, coming off of that 2 to 3 year frenzy of extremely low inventory and rapid home appreciation. Things are finally starting to cool down. And that was the Fed's intention, right? But what we have here still is an affordability issue. I get calls all the time from folks that are willing to buy right now. They just aren't able to buy because of how fast interest rates have shot up. I think most people would rather own a home than rent. Rents are climbing just as fast and are likely to increase every time you renew that lease. At least with the mortgage, you're somewhat mostly locked into that monthly payment depending on what loan product you ultimately decide to go with. But I would say right now, if you're able to purchase a home, it's a great time to buy. Let me tell you why. Sellers that are serious, they're pricing their homes according to the market. And in most cases, buyers are able to get some sort of concessions to either help with closing costs or to buy down the interest rate. Curious about what that rate buy down looks like. Made a video a couple weeks ago that talks about some of that stuff, so go check that out. But right now, buyers have a lot of options to choose from as far as homes go, and there's almost zero competition right now. People that bought homes maybe 7+ months ago might have just bought to get into something at the time because of timing. They may not actually love the home that they're in. Right now, as a buyer, you can take your time, you can make sure it's the right home for you and your family, and you've got options. Right now, it's more important than ever to make sure that you have a strong team around you when buying a home. You got to work with a trusted lender that can give you the options as far as different loan types to find something that works for you. And having a real estate agent that has a pulse on the market and what's going on right now, and to be able to get those seller concessions to help you with closing costs or the rate buy down. I recently had some folks close on a home last week that we got below list price and their rate was in the low fours. So it is doable. Now that things have kind of settled down a little bit, people are starting to get used to this new market that we're in. I think you can expect things to stay like this for a little while unless something big happens that we don't know about. Like if rates were to drop back down into the low fours or there was a massive influx of homes. This will be the new norm for a while. The strong Denver economy, the low unemployment rate, 3.6. People are working, and Denver remains to be a hot spot for people to keep moving to and companies keep moving to. There are a lot of new neighborhoods being built right now, all the way from down south in Sterling Ranch, all the way out to Commerce City, but all of these homes, they're in different stages of the build process, and a lot of them, they haven't even been started yet. And it takes between 9 to 12 months to complete a new build. So what does that mean for you if you want to sell your home? You need to be prepared to price it right and you need to be willing to work with the buyer. Because when you go to buy your replacement home, you're most likely going to get those same concessions you gave. So it's got to be a win-win for everyone. I think right now it's a better time to buy than it was last year when you would have had to deal with at least a dozen other offers. You would have had to most likely offer way over asking price to even be considered. I personally would rather have that extra 50, 100K in my bank and buy down the interest rate and be in a house that I love versus getting into a bidding war on a home that I may not truly be happy in but have a low interest rate. Get in now and refi in a couple years when rates come back down. They say rates always go up at the beginning of the recession and they come back down at the end. So I think when most people that are selling right now, they're sitting on a ton of equity thanks to the crazy market that we just came out of. So yes, prices have come down this year, but they came down from the 18% of the appreciation that they all got at the beginning of the year. Homes are still up 9 to 11% from last year values. and it will probably continue to go sideways now for a little while, or maybe even appreciate at 2 to 3% year over year for the next couple of years. So if you're waiting for the market to crash, probably going to be waiting a little while. Don't think the market's going to crash, and let me tell you why. Right now, the Denver economy is strong, and like I said before, unemployment is low. We also have a shortage of homes. All the rate hikes have done recently is just sideline potential buyers, and what we really have is an affordability and a supply problem. If the rates were to drop back down to where they were at the beginning of the year, we'd be right back in the same frenzy we just came out of. Bidding wars would be happening on every home. Prices would go right back up. So what needs to happen is we need more homes to be built, and we need to grow our inventory. Right now, if we didn't put another home on the market, it would take about 3 months to sell every home, and that's it. So a balanced market calls for at least 6 months of inventory. So right now we're only halfway there. I also don't think we're going to be seeing a wave of foreclosures like we saw in 2008. Like I said, most people are sitting on a bunch of equity in their homes, so they don't need to short sell or walk away like they did 14, 15 years ago. They're able to sell their home for market value, and hopefully they go back and buy back in with their proceeds, maybe something a little smaller and less expensive. I read somewhere recently that even if home values did drop by 15, 20%, only 4% of homeowners would be underwater on their homes, and I think that was nationwide, not just specific to Colorado. So, but that's still a small number of homes that could possibly be foreclosed on. So bottom line, if you're thinking about making a move, don't let the headlines freak you out. There are ways to accomplish what you want to do. If you want to wait and roll the dice, you're going to be missing out on possibly a really good deal right now, and there's no competition. Plus, home prices aren't likely to go down, likely to go sideways or slightly up. If interest rates were to drop back down a few points, you would likely be dealing with way more competition, which would mean sellers would be way less likely to work with you, and you might be paying over asking price versus under asking right now. Rents are almost certain to continue to rise faster than inflation, and why not lock in your biggest monthly expense if you can? Start building on something and use that equity to step up into your next home. This one isn't going to be your forever home. Right now, you've got options right now, and if you're interested in seeing what those look like, please feel free to reach out. Happy to help. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next week.